setup. And the way this print head works is basically it is mounted on top of this mount right here, and this is pneumatically driven by the pneumatics here. And so this controller basically controls the vacuum and the positive and negative pressure basically from our nitrogen tanks here. That provides the positive pressure. We never exceed more than about 50 psi on these dials whenever we print. And so that's nitrogen. And then there's a vacuum pump here, which is also connected to this setup here. And there are basically 3 tubes that are coming out of this setup. And so here you're looking at the 3 tubes. The top one is the positive pressure. The second one down is the vacuum. And the third one down is for the inkjet print head. And so what's happening is that the pneumatics right now, you can see, is just at atmosphere. And what's happening is that the positive and negative pressure is used to create a constant, very slight back pressure on the inkjet print head, so that when the inkjet print head is actuated piezoelectrically, it will push out a very small droplet from the orifice. And so whenever we use the setup, we turn this power on. Just a word of note, the pneumatics constantly, this number that you see digitally, that number 1, will actually constantly change during the printing. And so you have to constantly keep an eye out on that fluctuation. And generally we keep this back pressure between about minus 1.4 and 1.8 for water. It really depends on the fluid that you're using. Sometimes we use maybe neutral pressure 0, and sometimes we go as high as minus 2 for the back pressure. And here, this blue this box is basically the stage control, which is also controlled via joystick here. That controls the